Okay, welcome to the Chapter 4, Section 2, Parameters presentation lecture. The example that we'll be using in Section 2 deals with a beetle band. We'll actually be starting to incorporate sound into our programs. So our task is to create an animation for a bug band as an advertisement for their concert. So the storyboard is going to look something like this. Each bug band member will perform a solo. Therefore, we will write a method for each individual solo. We have George Beetle, Paul Beetle, Ringo Beetle, and Lennon Beetle. So all of them are going to have the same method. It's just we are going to be calling upon a different character that we have in the world, or a different object. All right, so let's take a look at the first version of this particular program. The sound, you'll be able to hear the sound. Hopefully, you might have to turn up your sound on your computer to be able to hear it. But we will be importing sound, and then we will be executing sound as if we were executing any other code. So let's take a look. All right, so here's the world, and if I play it, so you can see the George solo. If I play it one more time. All right, so the one band member is playing his instrument and moving up while doing so. If we take a look at the method that goes with this, this is the George solo. This is what it is, exactly like that storyboard I said we would have. Don't worry, the sounds we can import in. I will get you the sounds. We can do that when we do the examples and whatnot. So that's the solo. So there's one solo. We would do the same thing for all the other band members. Okay, let's go back to the presentation. All right. Now a better solution is to write one method for each individual, and then call upon each of those individuals while the code executes. The only thing we have to change is the beetle that's being referenced when the music plays. So we want to have a more flexible program that's easier for us to manipulate. What we do then is we create parameters. Now parameters are built-in methods which provide flexibility by providing parameters such as distance and direction. The parameters are going to allow you to pass in values, which are arguments. So what we can do is we can write one method and then put in there a parameter, and the parameter is just going to ask us which object we want this code to execute, to be used when executing this code. So parameter could be distance, direction. Arguments could be half a meter or half a second. Different kinds of parameters. Alice provides several kinds of parameters that can be used within these methods. We are going to actually create a parameter and name it band member. Now it's going to refer to an object within the world, and then we are going to head and click OK, create that parameter, and then go ahead and execute the code. We will be doing this with our example, so don't worry about knowing how to do it now. Okay, so now the storyboard is going to look like this. The method is going to be a solo. We are going to have band member and we are going to have music, because even though the method is the same, the only thing that's going to change in each method is which band member is going to move and what piece of music is going to play when that band member moves. So let's take a look at version number 2, which is going to have in there the different parameters. The name, select each type of parameter. So we have a band member, which is an object parameter, and a music parameter, or a music, which is a sound parameter. The parameter is going to act as a placeholder for a particular instruction. Arguments are passed to the parameter in the call to the method. All right, so let's take a look at how this works. If I bring up the updated world, here's version 2. So version 2, here's the code. We have 4 different solos, but they're all the band member solo. We just have a different parameter as to which object is going to be pulled and a different music that is going to be played. So if I open up one of them, here's where we put in the parameters. We create a new parameter right here. So we have an object parameter, which is the band member, and a music parameter. So the band member changes. It's notified. You can see it in the world by the purple or grayed out wording. So band member would get dropped in here, whichever band member we would pick, and then the different music would get dropped in here. Now the creation of this code is going to then execute in this manner. there you go. All four Beatles, or all four band members, are playing their music, and we're doing that by having one method with different parameters. So just another way to better organize the code to make it easier for programmers to be able to write extremely difficult amounts of code with as little effort as possible. Now we can also put in a number parameter. We can add a number parameter to specify the height of each band member jumps up and down. So we create a new parameter, we call it height, and now the type is going to be a number. Note that to call the method, we just now include the argument for height. So let's take a look at what this is going to look like. We'll take a look at this when we do our in-class example. Before then, please make sure, if you have not already done so, read chapter 4, section 2, and then review what parameters are and how they work. We will take care of this and look at some of the other examples as we do the in-class example together. And then after that, you'll be assigned to chapter 4, lecture 2 lab. And you'll be working on that on your own as you have the other labs. All right, that concludes the chapter 4, section 2 presentation lecture. I will see you back here for the chapter 4, section 3 presentation lecture.